system to mimic the long days of summer. Herbs and leafy greens are good for beginners because they grow easily and have shallow roots. They'll work perfectly in smaller containers. You could even use bookshelves to grow produce vertically. Lettuce, kale, and spinach can be grown in pots or troughs. For a better and longer yield, be sure to harvest the outermost leaves. Perfecting your produce will be ebb and flow. Tend to your garden indoors as you would if it was outside. Remove dead leaves or fallen leaves and consider fertilizing, and don't overwater. I'm Kathy Isom, Southeast AgNet.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
All right, 6 minutes after 11 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in. One of the things I love about this time of the year is that you and I, Robin, go out and we play music at the different assisted living facilities and nursing homes in our area, right? Mm-hmm. And there are a few of those homes that specialize in helping people who have dementia, Alzheimer's, and other memory issues. And the observation that you can't help but see is when we show up. Well, we show up at some of these places all year long.
Yeah.
And so we'll see some of these ladies and some guys a lot. And there are a couple of times where you walk in and, hey, how you doing? Will come from us, and they'll say, do I know you? Have I met you before? And it's like they have no memory at all of having met us. And,
yes.
And I've often thought, oh, my gosh, I wish there was some way we could cure that. Maybe we're making progress. Loren Shook has written a book called New Possibilities in Memory Care. It is the Silverado Story. We're going to find out what that means. Loren is the co-founder of Silverado and the Silverado Foundation, a tribute to those affected by Alzheimer's and other forms of dementia. Loren Shook. Good morning, Loren. How are you?
Good morning, Larry and Robin. Thanks for having me.
Thank you. What is the Silverado Story? What is that?
Well, the Silverado Story is a book that Steve Winter, my co-founder, and I wrote to share with a broad group of people what the techniques that we're using that are really making a difference in people's quality of life and functional level. Let them know the techniques that we're using so they could, copy them to the extent they are useful for them. For example, our Nexus program in the New Possibilities in Memory Care, the Silverado Story, Larry, shows that people have an improvement in cognition, memory function at twice as good as the best medication out there today. And this improvement comes from programming as opposed to medication. So the only side effect to our Nexus program is fun, Larry. And so we're talking about we're talking about engaging people in purposeful life again.
Oh, that's
finding
wonderful.
out why, give them a reason to get up in the morning.
And that I've often wondered if that was something. I mean, I'm sometimes simple-minded when it comes to complex problems like this. There was it was an opportunity I had one time years ago, and I happened to be in a memory support unit of a facility, and I happened to mention something about going to New York, which I'm from. I was thinking about going back there, and just the two words, New York, sparked the memory of some of the people that were standing there. And all of a sudden, they were like different people, and I don't know if it was just they had a fond memory of New York or what it was, but it triggered something in them, and I thought, hey, what did I just do here? And of course, I'm not a doctor in any way, but is that kind of what you talk about? Something that stimulates a sense of fun or a sense of memory?
Well, that's part of it, and we'll use clubs. So we'll have a travel club, which takes people through New York. We'll use some videos. We'll go to Italy. We'll go to different places and themes, and people have been to those places, so their long-term memories are intact. And when you start talking about something like New York, then they can relate to that, and they can talk to you about that where they can't remember your name the next 5 minutes after you tell them your name. but they can tell you about Manhattan. They can tell you about the shows that they went to, ice skating, in the winter and that sort of stuff. So it's engaging them in those things that are that they recall and that they can be present with, and social. This all fosters socialization, which is very therapeutic, very important. But giving people something to work with beyond themselves too. So, feeding the homeless, for example, is what people will be doing with our community. We'll go out and they'll actually do improv at a theater with other people of the theater.
Oh, really?
They'll be doing yoga in the park or yoga at the beach here in the case of where we're at in Southern California. So there are many techniques that can be copied and used by others that can achieve the same thing.
Oh, wow.
And that's what you'll find in the book.
I mentioned in the opening that Robert and I go to different facilities. This time of year we play Christmas music. And before we play Silent Night, this is what I say to everybody in the room. I say, this song that we're about to play is magical. I don't know what happens, but all of a sudden you will start to hear angels singing along with us. And so then Robert and I will start Silent Night, and next thing you know, they're all singing it. And those are the angels I'm referring to, as the voices in the room. And it's like, it's like magic. It's like they never forgot that particular song. No matter how bad their memory is, they know that one.
Right, and they will know other songs too. And playing songs, playing music, having them sing along is really important for stimulation of their brain. And when that's happening, a lot of good things are going on, as well as good feelings and just the endorphins released from the good feelings. And music is just magical. It's very important for people, as is laughing and having a good time.
And off the air, we were talking about the families of the people that are afflicted with dementia, and that you are providing their families hope with what you're doing, and that is so important.
It's very important to give the families opportunity to be the family again, be the adult daughter, son, husband, wife, as opposed to the caregiver, giving them the peace of mind that they can live their life again. Families will say, thank you for giving me my life back. I can now, go on a vacation that I haven't gone on for many, many years, with the trust that you're going to take care of my mother or father and husband or wife. And, families are as much of who we care for as the resident in a lot of ways, and very important. Families can get depressed dealing with this at home, and so getting professional services like we provide and other high-quality assisted livings provide can really be good for their mental health and for their marriages, too.
Is Alzheimer's a different animal than other forms of dementia, or is it a more difficult disease to deal with?
Well, it's a dementia, as you mentioned. It's a memory-impairing disease. It causes behavior changes. It causes lack of judgment. There are many elements of Alzheimer's disease, but there are other memory-impairing diseases that are actually more difficult to take care of.
Oh, really?
Frontal temporal lobe dementia is one of those that's more difficult to take care of. Behaviors can be more erratic and challenging, but a lot of behaviors will go away. Larry, if you put them in an environment of trained staff and an environment that gives them opportunities to experience life and do things, as opposed to, no, don't do that, no, you can't go there.
Really?
Our environments are as open as possible. They can go visit the administrator and, talk about whatever complaint they have if they want. They can go visit the head of the clinical services, and they get to move around. They get to, go outside and have control in their life, with the exception of going out the front door.
Loren, thank you for being on the air with us. I have a copy of the book, New Possibilities in Memory Care. We have a lot of people in our community, a lot of facilities in our community that actually are there specifically for people who have memory loss, dementia, Alzheimer's, etc. If any of you would like the book that I have, call me. I will be glad to leave it on Patsy's desk. You can come pick it up, and the rest of us will have to go buy it. I did find it on Amazon. I do have the cover of the book on the podcast right now. Do you have a recommendation as a website in addition to Amazon?
Yes, visit silverado.com/story. Silverado.com/story. You'll find a wealth of information there, from inspiring videos of Silverado residents doing amazing things. So you'll find a link to Amazon. You'll find a link to our overall website. You can even look at a sample chapter of the book. So a lot of tools on our website to help families and professionals alike.
Very good. Loren, thank you for taking time out of your day, and thank you for your work. It sounds like you have really made a contribution to this world. Thank you for doing that.
Thank you, Larry. Thank you, Robin.
You're welcome. We'll be right back.
The most trusted name in news, Fox News, every half hour, only on 96.3 FM, 1370 AM, The Source.
Gene Powell, Paschamoy. Gene and Debbie would like to thank you for another successful year of business. We want to wish everybody a safe, healthy, and prosperous 2018. In addition to our pasture mowing service, we also offer fence row spraying and stump grinding. Now is the perfect time to go ahead on weed control and to take care of those troublesome stumps. We are locally owned and operated, licensed and insured, and farm ready. Powell Gene, Gene at yahoo.com, 352-629-2440. Gene Powell, pasture mowing, 352-629-2440. Gene is a proud United States veteran.
Hey folks, listen up a moment for some unique and money-saving Christmas gifts at Bob Wine's Camellia Gardens in Ocala. Bob has dozens of unique animal planters, statues, fountains, concrete garden decor,